This is Business Plan of Action, your one-stop resource to help you build systems and workflows into your business to become a productivity ninja. Today's episode is brought to you by Trello, my favorite productivity tool and game changer in my business. See why one of my clients had to say, "You've given me back at least 5 hours a week. Immense thanks." Let's get into today's episode. I am hoping that this take is the real take. I think I've done this maybe 10 times, and there's just been one blooper after another, and now when I'm looking over to my left, you can't see it, but there's a black cat. I don't think that's a good omen here, but we're just going to go through it. There's probably going to be other bloopers. I have been spitting on myself. You're going to see my notes. The wind is blowing. You may hear a lawnmower, but we're just going to keep going with today's episode. What we're talking about today is how building one system at a time will literally create such a strong foundation for your business and build your business. I'm going to take you through my event. Now, if many don't know me yet, I have built a children's seasonal consignment sale. And it is an event that happens twice a year, and we have a spring, summer, fall, winter. We cap registration. That means we stop registration at 750 participants each and every season. They bring over 120,000 items and they fill 80,000 square feet. So along the way, I didn't start there, but along the way, I have learned how important systems, workflows, checklists, and delegation are. And I wish I would have done a lot of these so much sooner. So this is your Disney Fast Pass for you and your business. Now, whether you offer a service, a physical product, or even a digital product, I think this episode is going to help you. Because at first, just like when I started, you have to do everything. You know, when we launch, I had to have a whole event ready to go. Whether I was ready to go or not, whether I had good systems in place, good workflows in place. So what I thought that I would do is then now scale back and kind of look at it from different phases. And then I'm going to talk about one specific aspect, because even today, 14 years later, we are still improving that system. And I really, before we even get started, I want to think about it in terms of system being the overall, the implementation of a workflow. And what is a workflow? A workflow is a checklist. It is something that you do each and every time. You rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And the reason why my event grew from 100 consigners to 750 consigners, it's bigger than Target. I know that you've all been to Target, so it's bigger than Target. And the reason is because we looked at one system at a time, and we implemented workflows, and what worked we kept, what didn't we changed. But I would only focus on 1 to 2 goals each and every season until it got really, really, really good. All right, so I'm going to be looking at my notes off and on because there's a lot of information in this particular episode. So if you think about my event, I know that people who just come and shop, or maybe people who just come as a consigner, there are really 6 phases of the event itself. The first phase is setup. That's where, we unpack all of the racks, all of the registers, everything is set up. And that is before anything actually comes into the building. That in of itself could take about 8 hours. There's just that much stuff to do. All right. Once we get our setup complete, then we have what is about 12 hours worth of drop off. And the reason I know is because our hours allow 750 people within a 12-hour period of time to in a very organized fashion, come and drop off all of their stuff to sell. And that way, when you walk in, it's literally like a department store. We have a boys side, we have a girls side, we have different departments like shoes, boutique. All of the tables are categorized per like item, whether it's toddler toys or superheroes, art equipment, anything that has to do with kids, we have at my event. All right, so that's what we do for drop off. Next, we move into pre-sales. Pre-sales are when people can come in and shop early. Then we move right into what we call the public selling, where everything is full price and we open our doors up to the public. Then we go into discount. That's a whole nother phase of discount sales. And then we break everything down. Now, each phase has its own system. And if you've listened to any of my episodes, I really equate it to being on a train. So we're at the train station at the very beginning, and the train starts going. I know that we're going to point B, and in some instances, I ride the train and it's really smooth sailing. And sometimes the train rides me. In that case, I know that one of my systems has broken down. I need to fix it. And we've done that season to season, year to year. All right. So, one of the things that I thought would be interesting to cover with you is this whole drop off system. Because when you think about it, it literally is this little city where people drive up, we have volunteers assist, they drop their items off. All of the clothing goes through an inspection process. And then the consigners put away all of their other items in various departments. Okay, so the part that I want to talk to you and the system that I want to talk to you is literally just the inspection in this one little piece of this enormous pie. Now, when I think of inspection, there is a lot that goes into that. It's part of in setup, and then it moves into the actual drop-off phase. So before people even show up, I need to know what my inspectors need. I need to know how many inspectors that I need in order to quickly move all of the stuff through, so by the end of 12 hours, we literally could open the doors and start selling. All right. So in that process, I know over the past 14 years, I need 14 inspectors. At the height of when drop off is occurring and I have the most people coming through the line, I have 14 people inspecting clothes. Now, I think about what do my inspectors need? Well, we have pads that they stand on because they can stand there for long periods of time. I have all of the materials, all the supplies they need, whether it's a stapler, stapler remover, more agreements, markers, anything, rubber bands, anything that you could think of that would help streamline that. I have thought about that, and all of that equipment is lined up, ready to go. From the pad that they stand on, the chairs that they have, the racks that they need, and all of the other kind of office equipment or materials, supplies that they need. I have thought about that. So I think about that process and how people come in, how the clothes go through, how we could expedite that process. It's all part of that system. Now, the other side of that, I'm thinking about my customer, and my customer is my consigner. I want them to have a good experience. That's our mission and our goal, that they have a good experience from drop off all the way to breakdown when they come and pick up their stuff. So I've got to think about that mom who's really busy. She's prepared her stuff. She's probably a first-time consigner, and she is in line in her vehicle. That's the number one thing. They're in line in their vehicle. We do a drive-through drop-off, so moms don't have to haul all of that stuff with the kiddos inside, and then it's just they're on their own. We've always done that. So they drive up, and then I think about the volunteers and what we need to do to train the volunteers in order to get the stuff out of the car and get it where it needs to go. I'm also thinking in terms of training for my inspectors, things that we need to accept and things that we need to decline. And it really needs to be a uniform policy. With that many people and that much stuff coming into the building, I need to have a uniform system where I only take this season. I always accept jeans. I don't take things with holes, tears, stains, out of season or really out of date clothing. So we have to have those things in place as well. So then, here comes the cat. Then as the customer comes in, I need to think about that mom who may not have all the supplies that she needs. She's forgotten her consignor agreement. Maybe she needs to mark something. Maybe something has come loose as on her way. The reason I need to think about this is because our event is in 80,000 square feet. And when I say that's larger than Target, if you walk that a couple of days, you have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of steps. And so in all of that organized chaos, I want to go ahead and have all those supplies, all those materials in one place. So when someone comes to me or they come to the director, they come to a volunteer, that volunteer can give them a central location. Again, that is a better customer experience. That I've already thought about those things that she potentially could have not thought about when she left the house because something happened, she forgot to put it in, Susie's crying, all that good stuff. Okay? So we have been going through this process now for 14 years. And we have each and every season, it's a rinse and repeat, where we have a checklist, we go through that checklist, we work through this system, and it runs like butter. But most recently, we have delegated that responsibility to a new staff member. And because we did that, she was solely focused just on one area, which was inspection. And because she did that, she came up with an idea that would help us when we decline things. We don't have people wait. That's another customer experience because we've done that before. We don't have people wait to see if their items have declined. We just bundle them and we'll return them at the end of the event. Now, in doing so, we still could have a lot of stuff that needs to be returned because if I've got 750 people coming through the door, on average they have 200-300 items. Not all of those are clothes, but it still could be a lot of clothing that we have to organize and sort. She has come up with a way where all we need to do is put the numbers up on the wall and already sort by thousands. That has cut time in half in terms of sorting just the declines at the end of breakdown. So I have the helicopter view of my business. I have implemented systems. I created these checklists and workflows that would help me do the setup, give everything that my inspectors need, give them the proper training, thinking about my customer as they come in and the things that they need. And now I have delegated that responsibility. I have given her this training. I have given her this system. So now her sole focus is not my worry over here with the big picture, but her sole focus is I'm going to make inspection the easiest, smoothest transition, the best customer experience that I can have. I'm also thinking what's coming ahead, and I'm going to tweak it. And now for the past year, for 2 seasons, we have implemented her new season, even 14 years in. So really the purpose of this particular episode is to show you, number one, how important systems are in your business. Number two, once they're implemented, you can rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But even 14 years in, you can continue to tweak that to make it an even better system that will increase your productivity. You can do this in any business, whether it is a service-based, you sell a physical product, or you have a digital product. You can implement this same type of exercise. Because building all of this, when you have the opportunity to delegate, it will allow you to then have the helicopter view and grow in other ways where you have delegated these workflows, these systems to other people, and they can focus, and that productivity soars. Okay, I hope that you've been able to see that in today's episode. Now, a couple of things. I always love to offer really good goodies. And the thing about my goodies, I call them Circes, but I was recently at an event and they were like, what's a Circe? A Circe, I guess it's just here in the South. A Circe is a gift, okay? And my gift to you is that I have already created a couple of workflows that I like to share. And the ladies who have taken advantage of these workflows, it's done for you. It's not a printable that you print out and maybe you write out. It's not something that you save on your computer and maybe a month or so when you're ready just to pull your hair out that you go and you try to access it, okay? These workflows are done for you. They're digital. All you need to do, take a look at them, add to them, take away, make them your own. But it's my gift to you because I know the power of systems. Systems, again, built on workflows. And what are workflows? Workflows are checklists. It is so, so powerful to you in your business. All right, all you need to do, go to the bottom of this post, click, a box will pop up, put your email in, and you're good to go. Until next week. This has been the Business Plan of Action. For today's show notes, go to businessplan-of-action.com. Until next week, what action are you taking in your business?